Welcome to GovFocus. I'm Sarah Seibert, the managing editor at GovCIO Media and Research, and joining me today are Dominique Shelton, Director of Data Analytics and AI at GSA, and Izzy Metzger, Lead AI Scientist at GSA. Thank you both for joining me today. So GSA has been positioning itself as a central hub for agencies to access cutting-edge tech tools. And over the past year plus, your agencies has released platforms like USAi.gov to expedite federal AI adoption. So as AI continues to expand across government, data remains a key challenge in agencies' ability to adopt and effectively use the technology. So today we'll discuss how agencies should approach their data to improve interoperability and prepare for AI, as well as discuss some of the platforms and partnerships that are driving the federal AI adoption. So to kick things off, Dominique, I'd like to start with you. When agencies come to you looking to use AI, what data foundation gaps do you most often see, and how do those gaps affect speed and effectiveness of services?
Thank you, Sarah. So when agencies engage GSA Centers of Excellence for Data Analytics and Artificial Intelligence, we consistently see five critical data foundation gaps. First, agencies often lack a comprehensive inventory of their data holdings. They know they have valuable data, but they don't have a clear picture of what exists, where it lives, or its quality. Secondly, we see incomplete or outdated data catalogs that make discovery near impossible. And thirdly, there's often an absence of consistent data standards across systems, making integration extremely challenging. And fourth, we encounter missing or ineffective data stewardship with no clear ownership or accountability for data quality and management. And then finally, lengthy bureaucratic processes for data sharing create significant bottlenecks. And these gaps directly impact both speed and effectiveness. For instance, an agency seeking to use AI for automated document review and classification may find that months are spent simply cataloging and standardizing documents from different departments, delaying implementation of solutions that could process thousands of documents in minutes rather than weeks. Poor data quality means AI models perform inconsistently or require extensive manual oversight, undermining the efficiency gains they're meant to provide. When data sharing requires months or even years of legal review, agencies miss opportunities for cross-agency collaboration that could dramatically improve citizen services.
Right, and I want to go back to something you mentioned about the data stewardship. You mentioned some of the challenges that agencies are facing when it comes to not interoperable data. So, how does the growing burden of data stewardship affect an agency's ability to operationalize data and improve mission outcomes?
So the growing burden of data stewardship has a direct impact on agencies' ability to operationalize data and improve mission outcomes because agencies are managing increasingly complex data environments while simultaneously being expected to deliver faster, more data-driven decisions. In my experience, effective data stewardship is no longer just a compliance function, it's a mission-enabling capability. Agencies must balance data accessibility, quality, security, privacy, and governance while supporting operational needs across multiple systems, stakeholders, and emerging technologies such as AI. When stewardship processes are immature or overly fragmented, agencies often face challenges such as inconsistent data standards, duplicate data sources, limited interoperability, and reduced trust in analytic outputs. This can slow decision-making, hinder AI adoption, and limit the organization's ability to scale enterprise-wide insights. At the same time, the growing stewardship burden also presents an opportunity to modernize how agencies manage and operationalize data. Agencies that establish strong governance frameworks, clear data ownership, standardized metadata practices, and automated data quality controls are better positioned to transform raw data into actionable intelligence. Successful organizations treat data stewardship as a shared responsibility across business, technology, legal, and mission stakeholders, not solely as an IT function. This collaborative approach helps agencies improve data integrity, strengthen compliance, and create trusted data ecosystems that support predictive analytics, AI-enabled services, and evidence-based decision-making. And when data stewardship is manual under-resourced, agencies can't maintain the data quality thresholds that AI require, like completeness scores, accuracy metrics, and freshness indicators. Poor stewardship leads to model drift, unreliable predictions, and eventually AI initiatives that fail to deliver value. By investing in automated data quality, monitoring, metadata management platforms, and skilled stewards who understand both data and AI requirements, agencies create the foundation for trustworthy AI deployment. And ultimately, agencies that effectively manage the growing demands of data stewardship are better equipped to operationalize data at scale, increase organizational agility, improve customer and citizen services, and achieve stronger mission outcomes with greater accountability and transparency.
Yeah, that's a great point. And you mentioned, evidence-based decision making, making those mission-driven decisions. Izzy, how should federal agencies and leaders be thinking about AI and real-time analytics as those strategic levers and not just tech tools to fundamentally reshape how government operates?
That's a great question. Federal leaders should think about AI the same way we previously thought about the internet or cloud computing. So it's not just a standalone technology, but an infrastructure that changes how work gets done across the enterprise. So the real opportunity is not simply automating individual tasks. It's in using AI, real-time analytics to help government operate with better awareness, faster decision-making, and more adaptive service delivery. So traditionally, agencies have relied on static reporting and maybe looking backwards at the data. AI and real-time analytics, this allows leaders to move forward toward understanding what's happening in near real time, responding faster. So for example, identifying fraud earlier, reducing administrative bottlenecks, improving acquisition workflows, and helping frontline staff spend less time on repetitive tasks and more time on mission delivery. To really take advantage of this opportunity, agencies shouldn't start with the technology itself, but with the mission outcomes. So asking themselves questions like, where are we losing time? Where are employees overwhelmed by manual work? Where are users experiencing friction? And then apply AI strategically to those problems. So at GSA, we view AI as a force multiplier for the federal workforce, not a replacement for it. And the goal is really a government that's more responsive, more efficient, and better able to deliver services at scale.
Right, and interoperability is a key component in that, and that's often easier said than done. So, Dominique, I'd like to turn it back over to you. What are some of the practical steps that agencies can take to better connect systems and solutions in a way that drives efficiency and mission outcomes?
So, Sarah, there are several challenges with driving interoperability between agencies. In many cases, legacy systems, inconsistent metadata, onerous data sharing agreements, and limited modernization funding create technical debt that directly impacts data sharing and interoperability between systems and agencies. Different agencies also have different risk tolerance and governance models, which complicate data sharing. And in order to drive efficiency and better outcomes, when it comes to connecting systems and solutions, agencies can employ the following practical steps. First, catalog data holdings and ensure that they are effective data stewards from the business or mission areas who are engaged and knowledgeable about each data set. Adopt and encourage interagency working groups to share best practices. Regularly assess IT systems for outdated technology, and reduce technical debt that may limit the ability for systems to be interoperable. Overcoming these barriers requires sustained leadership commitment, dedicated funding, and a shared vision of what AI-ready data looks like. Data silos don't just slow collaboration, they prevent agencies from building the comprehensive data sets that AI needs in order to be effective.
And as we think about working toward the mission-oriented outcomes, Izzy, how is GSA helping agencies move from some of the one-off fragmented modernization efforts toward a more scalable and standardized approach to AI adoption?
Sure. So one of GSA's core roles is helping agencies avoid reinventing the wheel. So historically, modernization efforts across government have often happened in silos. You have different agencies that are solving similar problems, but independently, and sometimes with different standards, tools, or even procurement approaches. And so what we're doing now is helping create more shared pathways for adoption. So that includes not just providing acquisition vehicles, but also technical guidance, implementation playbooks, and reusable frameworks agencies can build on instead of starting from zero. We're also working to identify operational patterns that scale well across government. So if one agency develops a successful approach, maybe for something like automating workflows or improving customer experience, we want to help make those lessons reusable across the federal ecosystem. And standardization, it doesn't look like forcing every agency into the exact same solution, but there are common foundations where greater consistency helps everyone move faster and reduce risk.
So when you talk about driving that standardization and consistency, I know that GSA has been working with NIST on AI evaluations and standards. So how important is it to establish those shared frameworks across government, and what impact do they have on adoption and trust?
Sure, that's a great question. So so right now we have this collaboration with NIST, and we really, a big part of that is around strong governance. So when we're thinking about AI, the quality of AI outcomes does depend heavily on also the quality of the data and consistency of the underlying data. So with NIST, we're establishing shared practices around trustworthy AI, risk management, and data stewardship to help agencies adopt AI responsibly, and then creating a stronger foundation for long-term interoperability.
All right, so to close out the discussion, Dominique, I'd like to start with you. At a government-wide level, what does a successful AI-enabled service delivery model look like?
A successful AI-enabled service delivery model in government is one that enhances mission outcomes while preserving public trust, accountability, and human oversight. From my perspective, working in GSA Centers of Excellence, success is not just defined solely by the deployment of AI tools, but how effectively agencies integrate AI into decision-making, operations, and citizen services in a secure, ethical, and scalable manner. A strong model typically includes 5 key elements. First, mission-centered implementation. So AI should be driven and solve real operational challenges. It should improve service delivery, reduce administrative burdens, accelerate decision-making, and enable employees to focus on higher value work. Technology must align directly with agencies' mission outcomes rather than just being implemented solely for innovation's sake. Secondly, governance and responsible AI is another key element. Successful agencies establish clear governance structures that address data quality, privacy, security, transparency, and bias mitigation. Responsible AI frameworks, human-in-the-loop oversight, and continuous monitoring are essential to maintaining public confidence and ensuring compliance with federal policies and ethical standards. Data should also be treated as a strategic asset. AI is only effective as the data that supports it. Agencies must invest in strong data management practices, interoperable systems, and modern analytic capabilities to ensure that data is accurate, accessible, and actionable across the enterprise. Next, people are the center of AI adoption and integration. So agencies must employ workforce enablement and change management. And AI adoption requires more than just technology modernization. Agencies must equip their workforce with the skills and confidence to work alongside AI-enabled tools. This includes training, communication, and cultivating a culture that views AI as an augmentation capability rather than a replacement for human expertise. And then lastly, scalable and measurable outcomes are also a key element for ensuring that AI is adopted properly in a service delivery model. So a mature AI service delivery model moves beyond pilots and isolated use cases. It establishes repeatable processes, shared services, and measurable performance indicators that demonstrate effective gains, cost savings, and improve customer experience, and mission impact across the enterprise. And finally, a successful government-wide AI-enabled service delivery model is one that balances innovation with stewardship, leveraging AI to make government services more proactive, efficient, accessible, and citizen-centered while maintaining the transparency and accountability that the public expects.
That makes a lot of sense. And Izzy, I'll turn it over to you to close us out asking the same question. So what's your vision for this future AI-enabled government?
Sure. So a successful AI-enabled government service model is one where agencies can deliver services faster, more consistently, and with less burden on the public while still maintaining trust and human accountability. So from the citizen perspective, success is pretty simple. People should not need to understand the internal structure of government to get help. Services should feel easy to navigate, personalized, and also responsive. And users of federal services increasingly expect and deserve the same level of digital experience they receive in the private sector. And then operationally, agencies need opportunities to share proven solutions instead of building duplicative systems from scratch. So this means using common platforms, shared infrastructure, and reusable approaches that can scale government-wide. It also means keeping humans firmly in the loop. So, AI can help summarize information, route requests, detect anomalies, or support customer service operations, but accountability still rests with agency leadership and the personnel. A mature model also depends on governance. Agencies need clear standards around security, procurement, privacy, and responsible use, so innovation can happen consistently instead of in isolated silos. At GSA, we're focused on helping agencies move from that experimentation mode, those isolated pilots, moving from that to more operational adoption by taking lessons that work, standardizing them where appropriate, and helping agencies implement them faster on their specific problem sets.
Awesome. Well, it's been great to learn more about what you both are doing. GSA, just in the past year alone, has made massive strides in the different platforms and services that you all are offering. So I'm excited to see where you head in the future. And thank you both for taking the time to chat with me today about that.